Okay, today we're going to be covering chapter 21. I've written out the initials of the various things we're going to find in chapter 20 and 21. We have marginal utility, total utility, elasticity, marginal physical product, price, fixed costs, variable costs, total cost, average total cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost, average total cost, and marginal cost. These are things you're going to have to know. Not only what these abbreviations mean, but the definition of those things involved. Chapter 21 is about producing. We start with what we call the production function. The production function is the relationship that will provide you with the maximum quantity of output you can get given your inputs. It is what we call a short-run decision. Short-run decision. There are two short-run decisions that we will be covering in this three-chapter segment. The first is the production decision. The production decision is how much to produce. That is one of the main decisions that companies make. The other short-run decision that's out there is the shutdown decision. Shutdown is when to close your doors, stop operating. In the long run, we have one decision to make. The long run decision is the investment decision. The investment decision is whether to get in or out of a business. So how do we know if we're in the short run or the long run? The short run is defined as the time period in which some factor of production is fixed. Therefore, anytime you see fixed costs, we are dealing with the short run. Plant and equipment has already been purchased, something of that nature that's fixed. Anytime that all costs are variable, there are no fixed costs, we are in the long run. So those are two different periods, time periods that we deal in. You need to pay attention to which time period you're in. Now when we are in the short run, and we're talking about production, we're going to talk about a term called marginal physical product. Marginal physical product is simply output. How much output are you producing? I want to give this away to you now because you're going to keep seeing that word marginal. And I want you to know that when you see marginal, it always means the change in the total associated with the last. When we're talking marginal physical product, it is the change in total output associated with the last unit of input. That's one way to always know that. Change in marginal utility was the change in total utility associated with the last unit of consumption. So remember that. One of the things about marginal physical product is that it will always diminish over time. Like the others, as we use up more and more of our machinery, our output will actually go down. What you'll see with marginal physical product is a diminishing return as I add more inputs to it. If I already have a plant that's established, I have my plant here, my piece of machinery right here. As I add more and more people, I can increase production somewhat, but what you'll see is a smaller increment in that increase each time. So finally we get to a point where they're actually not producing any more at all. That's what you see with marginal physical product. Now, what is our goal when we talk about being a seller? It is to maximize profit. Well, to maximize profit, thus far in our discussions, we've talked a lot about pricing and quantity. Well, that's revenue, but that's only half the equation.